Hi. How's everybody doing tonight? Well, I hope. Here we are, just a few days before Christmas. One of the biggest holiday times of the year. People tend to get stressed out. Oh boy, Sarah. Sarah! No time is a good time for goodbye. Hi, Michelle. I got TikTok back. That's great. Hello, my golden hour family, Charlotte says. Sarah, it's good to have you. Have you home. Your seat has been waiting for you. You still hold the coveted position of moderator around here. It's a token of honor. Connie. Hi. Hi, Kim. It's good to see you, Sharon. Thank you for being here. I'm just going to take... Hey, Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes. So... Okay. Over there, then. So I'm under the influence of some coaches right now. One of them is quite a renowned coach. He's one of the greatest positive influences of my life. And what I do when I get into a situation in life, when I get challenged, when I feel pressed, I challenge myself even harder. I know that sounds like a load of crap that somebody tries to tell you when they want you to be impressed with them. But when I explain this to you, you can understand that that's not what this is. You know, it's nobody can press me harder than I press myself. And I don't know, I just feel like alive. And not that I've been asleep. I just, not at all. It's not the case. But when you research my birthday, my actual birthday, and there's a book on the birthdays. It's an interesting chapter for each birthday. They tell you about what, of course they incorporate the zodiac into this, but there's other sorts of classic mysticism that comes into this analysis of birthdays, things, numerology, and these kinds of things. And it's fun. I love this kind of stuff. Just to look at and open my imagination and mind. And everybody's birthday has a description in a chapter of this book that some kind of encapsulates stuff about their personality. And mine's kind of interesting. Mine's called the Day of the Mold Breakers. I'm on the cusp between the Day of the Mold Breakers and the Enigma. And, I mean, whatever, right? But the Day of the Mold Breakers, they spell that MOULD, and a mold was something that was used for different kinds of things. Iron, casting iron, glass, baking bread. And when you did something new, it was considered breaking the mold. And this is something that's always been a recurring thing in my life, where I radically suddenly shift in a direction or something with a personal set of new challenges that I take on. When I mean radically, I mean like healthy radical, not crazy radical. Because there's enough of that in this society right now. We don't need any more crazy radical. But what I do is I try to identify some things that I can't seem to figure out and change enough variables and get out of my comfort zone or into a different comfort zone, not necessarily out of a comfort zone, just changing my mind. And the way that's done is by a little bit of self-enforcement of routines, very small routines and stuff, and changes. Sometimes these changes are mental, sometimes they're spiritual, sometimes they're physical changes. But this is how I maneuver through my life, and I feel like this situation that I've been challenged with this past week is perhaps turn a very dark moment into my exciting hour. Moods go up and down, so I'm sure I will have my ups and downs about this thing that I'm talking about. But all this is to say, these coaches are helping me discover a new phase of my life where I'm linking what I love to a sense of purpose that embraces a service, of working towards the direction of bringing value into people's lives. Now, when you're an artist, you don't have to do that, right? You know, there is no hard and fast rule to making art. That's why art is art. You know, so much of what any piece of art is such a powerful reflection of the person who creates it and them intercepting the times we're in, whether they're turbulent times, good times, sad times, bad times, and expressing them through some kind of medium, you know? And you don't have to be in of a mind of trying to bring something good in the world or doing something good in the world to be an artist at all, as a matter of fact. You can be as selfish as you want to be. And there are some that kind of can be that way sometimes, and I'm not criticizing them for that either. I'm just keeping track of time here, how much I'm talking. But there's also a powerful thing that comes when you can link something that is so much a part of you to some, you know, this thing that you love, whatever it is that makes you tick, and you all know what that is. When you can link that to something that brings of something with good energy to other people, even if it's just a nod and a little boost of energy. It doesn't have to be some life change. I'm here to change the world. It's hard enough to change myself. Look at what it takes. You know, there's a difference between talking about doing something and actually doing it. And this is the way I find whatever it is that, you know, I have to do. So, needless to say, this has been a fascinating week here for this kind of stuff, right? You boost this camera up here where it belongs. Bear with me for a moment, please. Yeah, so this has been a challenging week. But the more I get out away from the initial events that started this week, I don't know, it's weird. It's like the more excited about this week I get. For instance, having that national stream was interesting, but that's not really... We did a national stream this week. Sarah, I don't think you were here. I got pushed out to a national stream by my agency a couple nights ago, and we had several hundred people on and off in this chat room. At one point, I think we had a peak around 1,000. That was an interesting experience, but being in that mode and then shifting and being here with my golden hour family after that all left out, and many stuck around too, but it got me a taste of seeing something in a dichotomy, side by side. What is it you want? Do you want to be this, or do you want to be that? You know, that I was served that experience because I needed to see something. I needed to know something. There's something that I was missing. You know? And in that moment, when we moved from that state in the show to the other one, from having hundreds of people in the chat room to now it's the Golden Hour family, I got to feel different kinds of intensity about different kinds of things. And it's very, very enlightening about what I am and who I want to be and what I want to do. And that translates, I'm sorry for this long story, but that translates for what I want to do here with you. This isn't just about me. This is about us. And I'm not saying that for any other reason because it's a fact. Everything I've done with this show so far on this neat little adventure has been done because I've been pursuing giving something to you that I could be confident was the best I could do. You know? Well, maybe there's some more best I can do. Maybe there's some more best I can do. Maybe there's some more best we can do. Because I learn from you guys. You send me your emails and you tell me your messages. You know, your awesome observations about the show, how it makes you feel, what it is that you love, what you might like to see, which you're always very gentle about that. I think some of you think if you make a suggestion to me, like, would you ever maybe like thinking, I'm not high and mighty, you know, on a horse here where I am a composer of original music and it must come this way. And from, you know, I've never been that guy and I don't have any use for that. And I know you know that already, right? But it bears being said that I like it when you tell me something that you like that's personal to you, you know? And something about the show that you feel strongly about or something you'd like to see. So hi, David. You bring great energy to this chat room. Cindy Streets. Cindy, I hope you get some good healing this season of giving and gratitude. I hope you get some good feeling vibes. Cindy is challenged with some health things like so many of us have been. FTTV, is that you, Nick, tonight? FTTV is in the house. FTTV Creators is my agency on this app. And as you hear me going back and recounting the stories of the challenges, they are the ones that came to my aid. When I raised the battle flag, hey, I need some help over here, they charged right into this. I mean, it was impressive. I really... Congratulations, FTTV Creators. You are the official first good relationship I've ever had with an agent. And I'm not afraid to say this because this isn't private business. You see, you know what the difference is between a group like FTTV and a Hollywood agent? Those agents only care about what money is on the table. And FTTV doesn't take its gains from us. They take from TikTok. They've earned a value at TikTok that gives them that. And so they help artists bridge the divide of feeling like they have a little bit of representation. They were the ones that called TikTok and figured this out. FTTV. shift of energy. Put your cape on. Off he goes to help another TikToker. That camera looks like it's stuck. It is stuck. Stand by. There we go. That'll drive my OCD crazy. Now I feel empowered. Unleashed. Whiskey Creek. Lisa. So that's a golden hour special right there. That track I just played. That is something that was 100. Oh, thank you, DGD. 100. I've got to get in the habit of watching the screen a little bit better. I'm off in my own world when I play sometimes, and I've got to work on that so I can see that and calibrate that and get that. Just making a production note to myself. Sorry. This is the way my creative mind is when I notice something, right? But this track is something very special about golden hour all over it. And the idea of this whole show is the concept of taking a minute out by doing something that kind of breaks the rhythm you're in, like taking 5 minutes during the sunset, which is what made itself available here because we can see it out there. Maybe if I hadn't been able to see it every night like that, it would have been something else that I would have gravitated towards. Maybe even with this show, golden hour has come out of that. So if you're wondering, like, that's, I was looking at sunsets, I was thinking about the show, I was looking at sunsets, thinking about the show, just it's golden hour. This is something I want to do during this same time every day, which for me is golden hour. So that's kind of what's going on there. And this type of music is designed to induce patternistic thinking. And there's a whole science out there called Gestalt principles. These are the abilities to notice things that are patterned out or patterned into something. Part of that is in that, And this minimalistic music is kind of like that. I was kind of talking about that last night, but I'm going to keep moving in this direction about this. I'm going to pick a track or two every evening, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit. So this track is called Golden Hour. Right now, I can't really use that name because I guess it's a pop song, which I've not even listened to. Don't mean it as any insult. I just haven't been exposed to that kind of stuff because I'm not usually sticking my head into that energy a lot. I enjoy doing it from time to time. Pop music doesn't, disgust me or anything like that. It's just a particular kind of energy for me, right? But building something like this, I'm listening to different rhythms inside of something. Chopin believed that so much of what made music was the space between the notes. And that is one of the most powerful teaching elements any pianist, if you can really understand what that means, the space between the notes. It's the most powerful teaching reference that is so valuable to being a pianist. Any pianist would benefit from realizing that, and so many do. I'm not saying they don't. But when you focus on it, so I'm actually controlling my right hand to get that. How much weight I'm putting down with my wrist is coming into this, and the way my hand is moving. And this is how I started on Golden Hour. We have videos of me doing this way. Just listening to energy inside of patterns, not trying to look for something complicated here. I'm actually looking for something very simple, where my head's nodding, where my shoulders are shifting, which way my weight is rocking. So after doing this for several shows, a melody started to come out of this left hand. And I wanted it to be this repetition statement that says, this, 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 this. And then it moves and does the same thing over again. This is what I am. And it moves and it says, this is what I am. Listen for that. Here it comes again. Now you mess with that and you do it again. And you try to different speeds. Now, something like that to some people who might be associated with music might say, well, that looks really easy. It's the same thing over and over again. Well, you're right. It is. But the nuance inside of here is the way it's happening. You know? Something can simultaneously, done wrong, be the most monotonous pounding finger and tapping you in the middle of the forehead, almost to the point of being annoying. And it's the way you find out where that is when you're creating music like this is you break through to that. What would it sounded like? Then maybe that's its birth. But many animals in nature, because of the battle to survive, are forced to get on their feet really fast. If a zebra's not able to run a couple of hours after it's born, it might not survive. Maybe this is the zebra learning to move. I see it moving in slow motion. The patterns on it. Now I'm going to take this energy and move it to the sunset. I'm going to focus on the sunset that is setting behind that animal. Time in slow motion. Let's break the mold. Remember? And that left hand is very particular. It's got its own rhythm going on inside of there, away from what's happening in the right hand. Of course, this is technically speaking a syncopation. It's even a little bit more than that. Now we create tension. And the way I do that is not by getting loud. It's by getting soft and expressive and switching out of this mode and now. Now, a rising feeling. Why don't you tell me what it is? What do you envision? The end of a long quest, David says. Charlotte, what I see is a young colt striking out on his own away from his father's harem for the first time. Nice. There's no wrong answers. That's what music is. I might get specific about energy. But it's because I have to make a lot of decisions and be productive at the same time. All right, now my fingers are loosened up. I just want to give me a little leeway to move that around just a little more. It won't be long. I'm not trying to work this song to death tonight, but I'm learning something here about it as I'm communicating these things to you. An uncertain future, but hopeful. It sounds like coming home after a long journey to me. Beautiful. What a great energy you are all bringing to this. I was going with the zebra analogy. Charlotte, you can feel that, right? So being able to find instant purpose like that, I can relate, helps me bring something out of the music that makes it move, you see, because I'm literally putting myself into it as much as I can. setting sun. Now transform. Tension. Okay, here we go. Music is what feelings sound like. That's a beautiful thing to say, Liz. They've successfully entered and are surrounded by gold and gems and other valuables. Well, this sounds interesting. I think there's a whole adventure going on here. Wait, screenshot these comments. I like it. Did you get your hair cut short? No, I didn't get it cut short. This is usually the length that my hair, generally speaking, is. It will grow here about 2 more inches in the first month, and that's where I kind of want to be. So, close up, please. Oh, boy. I have my hair back tonight. I've got it combed back and everything else, but when it's loose, it's kind of all over the place. Just depends on what's kind of happened, you know. Yes, Lisa, just a little bit. Hey, Astropoet, how you doing? Good to see you. I played way too many fantasy RPGs. Oh, me too. What do you think? I get some of this imagination from. So I was in this, this is such a dork story. Should I even tell something like this? I mean, this is like revelation of what a severe dork I actually am. Okay. There's actually a cool twist to this story, so I'll try to. Okay. Yeah. So I went to, thank you, Liz. Fabio, Cindy, thank you. Dork it up. All right. I went to Catholic school, and it wasn't because my parents could afford a private education. I grew up in a very poor family, but an ends meet family. Roof over our heads, not much, anyway. The church put me in Catholic school, and they paid most of the tuition. I guess they probably wanted me to be a priest. There was that thing. Because they're always looking for future priests in the priesthood. It's just part of the Catholic Church. And it's nothing Not going down some kind of weird creep road there with that. That's just how this is in that organization, how that works. They cast the net a little bit early to see who might be of service in a Catholic church. I don't practice that religion anymore. But I was in 8th grade and we had recess still. And instead, I started playing Dungeons and Dragons in school during recess because we had a full 45-minute recess. That's like, enough time to explore a few rooms of a dungeon or two. God, I can't believe. Anyway, yeah, I was a dungeon master. And so the other kids in the class, guys, we're talking like kids playing football and tag and, chasing each other around and everything, doing what kids do at the age of the 8th grade. But now people are starting to gather around me. What is he doing? What is he doing? Well, 4, 5, 6 weeks later, all the guys in the 8th grade are waiting in line to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not kidding. And this is in a Catholic school. Okay? Now, I don't know if you know anything about these types of role-playing games, but there's things in there that can be, if someone is of a strict brand of religion, and Catholics, there's things, they're weirdly strict about and things that they're not. And playing around with, pretending like you're talking to a demon or a genie or something like that is probably right off the FOH menu. So this went the whole way up the line to the principal of the school, man, and they're looking at these books. And this one book I have is called Deities and Demigods. Of course, in the Dungeons and Dragons universe, there's the god of this and the wizard of that and all these. It's just role-playing. It's a science fiction fantasy. You've seen the movies. You look at Lord of the Rings. They spend 20 minutes in that movie being chased by a 50-foot fiery demon. Okay, that's sci-fi. That's fantasy world. But by the time that got the whole way around to the parish priest and back to she was a nun, principal of the high school, this was an issue, right? So we had a Dungeons and Dragons meeting, and it was banned from the school. Oh. I always was a troublemaker. I always was bad news. Other kids get in trouble for actually real troublesome things. I get in trouble for playing Dungeons and Dragons. The reason I had everybody wanting to play is because I knew how to tell a story. So this track is available if you go to my link tree, my bio, and there's a place in there that says listen to JACE's music. You can listen to this track. It's called Untitled, and it's up on my song lists. Untitled. I don't know. This song sounds like it wants lyrics because it's very much a verse, chorus, bridge, final chorus. This is actually verse, chorus. This is the introduction. When you're playing something like that, you're trying to give it some character. What is its character? Because you could play that so rigidly. Piano student rigidly. And here comes the verse. My right hand is singing. And this is the verse lead out. I mean the chorus lead out. And it's my feeling that whatever has happened there, oops, I gotta get this right, that whatever has happened there, the piano is doing something that would be around someone singing there. I think the voice is just singing like this. This is a bridge. Coming home now. Hey, Jenny. Thank you. Jenny, the ending of this song is for you tonight as a welcome gift. I'll tell you when. Here we go. Welcome to Golden Hour, Jenny. Hey Sharon, could you do me a favor? Send me a private message that references 6:55 p.m. Would you do that for me, please? Wow, that about knocked me out of the saddle. That's the first time that chord change ever happened like that, and and it's got me so confounded I don't think I can do it twice. I really reached outside of the, expected. There's an expectation in music creates. The best way I ever heard, someone describe music theory as a person was talking about, and I can't remember who it was. But he said, music theory is being able to look at a piece of paper and look at a piece of paper and understand technically through the knowledge of music that this when you see that, its resolution is moving to here. Music, we call that the relationship of tonic and dominant. But when you can break the rhythm of something and reach into different weird places for harmony and not ruin the music. See, jazz is more of a chord substitution thing. It's more like a watercolor wash. And it's great. I love it. The washes and watercolors work together to create this blend of color. And that's so much of what, and jazz is more than just that too. It's got many different aspects to it. But what I'm working with is a medium that's a little bit more sharp around the edges, in a way. We thank you for choosing VEK Air when you fly. All right, let me stop here for a second, see what's going on over here. What's happening in this chat room? Hi, Heather. Hi, Charlotte. Let me back up here a little bit. Just see what folks are saying. That does sound like it needs lyrics. Thank you, Heather. Referring to the last song I was just playing. I miss Mountain Man telling us to tap. Unfortunately, Mountain Man suffers from having a bad connection on his end, and I guess this he's one of two people who have been having a rough experience here getting this feed. Everyone else has been doing reasonably well. There's been very little complaints. So I feel bad. I wish there was something I could do, but I do think it's something connected to his end there, and Susan's as well. But when he comes in, he's always a great burst of energy. He brings a lot of good vibes. Another Jenny's tapping her finger off. Don't do that. keep it in, don't cause a fire. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You all are so great. Love, peace, and like mindfulness is happening here. Candace James. Hey, man versus mountain. Watching incognito. Oh, speak the name of the mountain and it appears. Is that what's going on here? Happy birthday, James. You're welcome. Thank you. Yes. If you're new in the chat room and you've been here for a while, don't be afraid to say hi. This is your invitation to just say, hey, everybody. Or hey, Jace. Or hey. Oh, wow. Time flew tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here. We're going to finish out with this Taste of Christmas. This track is available. Hey, great, 40,000 likes. You guys are awesome. 35,000, I can't see. Yes. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for that dedication that you give me here, night after night after night. Very giving, and you're very caring, and it just shows in every which way. Grateful for you. Seriously. So this is a track that is on my Christmas album, and I've redone 2 new versions of it, and they're available too. So I'm just going to play a little bit, just a little bit of it is available. So. Good night, Cindy. So tomorrow, Golden Hour will return. Tomorrow is Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you, dreams. Thank you for a wonderful escape. May peace be with you all. Oh, yes. even tried to do that before. I just went with it. Melody popped up in my head. A little all over the place, but that was fun. Well, everyone, it's been a wonderful evening. Hope to see you who are able to make it tomorrow. I'm thinking of maybe doing a little special Friday Christmas focus. We'll do some more Christmas music on Friday. Maybe it will be our golden hour holiday party. Let me see what kind of music I can pull together this Friday at the usual time. So, be a nice way to take a break from the world after that, and I'll be back then after that. The week of Christmas I'll be gone, but I'll be back New Year's Day. So, to bring in the new year with you. Yes, you are, and you won't be waiting for long because I'm going to have a lot of time to work on it now. I've got all of Christmas week, 2 days after Christmas, I have a few days to myself, which I'm looking forward to be able to come up with some plans and things and continue on this discovery I'm on right now. So, I want everyone to have a good night. Thank you so much for joining me for Golden Hour. Remember, Golden Hour is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, okay? Feel free, if you're in the chat room and you want to find out more about my music, please visit my link tree in my bio. There's a thing that says purchase, listen to JACE's music, and it's free to listen to, so it's fun. It's a nice service that this store gives me, so have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, David. Thank you, Dreams of Violet. Thank you for being here this evening. Very nice to see you. And James, happy birthday to you. Candace, good to see you. And Jay, Jenny, Babs Bunny, good to see you all. For those of you who I missed tonight, I'll get it right tomorrow. I'll keep trying until I do. Have a good evening.